So welcome to the Edge. SGE is stuck in Google Labs. Will it escape? WordPress security issue is affecting over 1 million sites. There's a big update that's coming to Google's SEO starter guide. You're listening to News from the Edge for the week of January 29th, 2024, here on Edge of the Web Radio.
From the Edge of the Web studios, here's what we're looking at this week.
You're back with The Edge. Thanks for joining us. This is Edge of the Web Radio. I'm your host, Aaron Sparks, owner of Site Strategics. We're a digital marketing agency here in Indianapolis, Indiana. We're covering SEO and digital marketing news of the week, separately from our interview series that we have each and every week over at edgeofthewebradio.com, making sure that we get this news to you as quickly as possible. Things are changing all the time, and hey, if we can get it to you, then you can work on it, you can operate on it, and you can also scratch your head like we do whenever we see something that's kind of weird out there. We've been doing this for over 12 years. This is our 12th year of Edge of the Web. Over 650 episodes. What's the number of this? 658?
It's 657.
It's 57?
Yeah.
Fantastic. What are we going to do for 700? It's coming upon us. It'll be here in no time.
We can't do confetti.
No confetti? We're still getting pieces of confetti.
Still find some.
I think 400.
Is that 400, 500?
Yeah, that was something.
Yeah.
It was a while back. Keeps on plodding, right?
That's right.
Yeah, well, thanks everybody for listening to the show and who's participating. Also, thanks for checking out our sponsors on the show, because that certainly helps us do what we are doing on a regular basis. Check out everything over at edgeofthewebradio.com. That's edgeofthewebradio.com. This is the digital marketing news desk of Edge of the Web, sponsored by Site Strategics, the title sponsor of the show. Proud to have our firm as the title sponsor, one of the top SEO companies here in the Midwest. Well, we're happy to learn on a regular basis. That's why we do this show. We're consummate learners, wanting to make sure we understand what's happening in the digital market space so we can do that good work for our clients. So check us out over at sitestrategics.com. Joining me today, this is Tuesday, not Monday, is Morty Oberstein.
What? It's Tuesday?
It is Tuesday, and I moved the puck again. I did. We were scheduled to record on Monday, and I moved it very quickly, and I do apologize, but tried to...
Oh, that happens every week.
He was locked and loaded with that one. He really was. That is...
Screws up my whole schedule for the week.
I'm very sorry.
And this and that.
I said I'm sorry. What do you want me to say?
I mean, it feels good to know how much impact you have. The entire week.
I understand he is kerfuffled now. But that is... The he we're speaking of is Morty Oberstein. He is the head of SEO brand over at Wix. How's your Tuesday going, sir?
Over, basically.
Because of this show, or what?
No, because it's like 10 o'clock at night. Whatever it is, 9 o'clock at night for me.
Well, thank you. Thank you for joining us. We're certainly going to try to accommodate a fresher, more vibrant Morty in the future, right? Maybe a little bit more on point and
wow, I get a little aggressive. I'm on point.
We need more Morty.
We need more Morty. Oh my God, I actually said that out loud. I'm doomed. Like more cowbell.
No one's going to hold you to that. Everyone knows the intention was just to make a joke. No one actually wants more Morty.
Have you seen the more Morty clone memes that are out there? Oh my gosh. I mean, every time this comes around, there's a slew of clone memes for Morty.
Ooh.
Yeah.
All right.
And especially with the AI that we have nowadays, it's going to be huge. Anyway, more Morty is right here. What's going on at Wix? Is there more Wix happening?
Yeah, of course we had some more. We had did I pitch the Microsoft Clarity app last week?
You did.
Integration?
Absolutely.
I did.
Yep.
Pitched the Resource Center?
Mm-mm.
No, we have a brand new Resource Center. You can download all sorts of cheat sheets, templates, Google Sheets to help you expedite your SEO workflows, send them to your designers
Oh, cool.
so that you can prevent problems before they arise, and that sort of thing.
That's neat.
Over the Wix SEO Hub.
Excellent. Excellent. If you've not tried out Wix, you got to check it out. They are not a sponsor of this show, but we certainly appreciate their contribution here. They bring us Morty every week.
Yeah, sure.
It's almost like Morty in the mailbox.
Can you imagine the insurance on that? To bring Morty every week. It's got to be expensive.
What would you claim as the insurance the insurance value of Morty getting shipped to you?
Well, it's invaluable.
See, this is my problem. You do this at 9:00 at night on Tuesday nights. Now I have to look at a picture now.
Thank
What do you
you.
think?
Oh, that's
Ooh,
awesome.
Good, right?
That's much better than the AI generation.
Way better. Not
Absolutely.
hallucinated at all.
And for the podcast
I'm recording a
listeners,
podcast now. Okay.
Thank you.
but for the
See you
podcast
later.
listeners, you should
Hit
go
the
check
road.
out the YouTube video
Yeah,
so you can see the
absolutely.
picture.
Yeah.
And give it a rating.
Exactly. That this show's no longer just on podcasts. We're
Aren't you supposed to be in bed?
Yeah, Morty is now being
Okay.
covered by the art right across his face.
Okay. See you later.
Wow. We have to narrate this for the audio listeners. Go over to the YouTube.
You wanted to describe what happened?
Yeah,
Oh, we did.
we did. You
Okay.
were
I couldn't
effectively
hear a word.
muzzled.
You're
Evidently,
being smothered by art.
Yeah.
it was a good thing. I like your kids even more.
Yeah. Take it.
Hey, you know what I don't like? I don't like SGE still stuck in the box. Over at Search Engine Journal by Roger Monti, we have an article, Why Google SGE is Still Stuck in Google Labs and What's Next. So if you're not familiar with SGE, that's Google's search generative experience. It was actually set to expire as a Google Labs experiment at the end of 2023, but its time as an experiment has been quietly extended, making it clear that SGE is not ready for prime time and in the near future. I was just listening to Mark Williams Cook, their Search with Candor podcast, and they had some input on that he doesn't believe we're going to be seeing it in a very long time just because of
Mark said that?
Mark said it himself. He actually did.
Mark's probably right.
It probably is. Just the sheer fact that the real estate change that is going to be happening is going to be shocking to say the least. But they can't suffer their ad space, their ad revenue. And they made a really good point here, and I'll dig into the article here in a second, made a really good point that every decision they make of literally generation or not generation on the SERP page is billions in investment. The amount of processing that has to go on for this to be able to be rolled out at scale, right? They have to make darn sure that this is a value to the consumer, that it's not, because it's going to be a huge expense, right?
Yeah.
So there's that. That's why it's not leaving dock, because they still don't have the data. The users have not spoken. So Roger actually shared a bit of insight into why this thing is not launching, and he has a good deal of insight into just how they've rolled out AI features in the past, and they really have allowed Microsoft to jump in with its, and on top of that, the 6 venture-funded AI startups to really take the lead in creating the generative experience. They roll through a number of points of history of RankBrain in 2015 being used as part of the Google's ranking algorithm, as well as neural matching, SpamBrain, Mum. All of these really didn't take full limelight in the SERP experience. They were more back-end processing than anything else, right, Morty?
Yeah, there's part of the they're part of the I don't know, call it part of the algorithm, or part of how Google understands content, which impacts the algorithm if they're not directly part of the algorithm. This whole thing came about because they misunderstood. Like, there's like it was Ross Hudgens interpreted 2 lines out of a Google blog post, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And they
And I'm not saying Ross is wrong. Like, he could be right. I don't think they're investing tons of money into this not to release it. They're going to release it.
right.
I don't think it's going to look like what it looks like now.
No, that's
for
that.
sure.
Yeah, you've said that.
We talked about this before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not going to be nearly as. I mean, that's what Mark.
Linear.
It's not going to be nearly. They were talking about 700 pixel changes on SERP that are just pushing everything out of the aperture and having SGE as that top view of anything from an interaction standpoint on the SERP. That can't fly because, again, it's going to be too shocking to so many users worldwide, and they just don't have the data that actually shows them that it's something valuable that the users are looking for. On top of that, that you have LLMs that get crap wrong, right? They're actually trying to fence it all in, and you can't lead with something that can be regularly factually inaccurate.
there's a lot of things going into this, like what the user actually needs, what SGE would actually help Google or not help Google, or help the user or not help the user do. Then there's the ad side of it, like will Google lose ad revenue, not lose ad revenue? If they do put ads into this, would it still produce the ad revenue that they want to produce? Even though it would have an ad, maybe it will produce less ad revenue, which clearly be a problem, blah, 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 blah. It's a lot of things to figure out. Also, at the same time, I think they're figuring out everything else at the same time. So it's one more thing on top of everything to figure out. So it's probably not coming out for a long time. Also, I do think they're trying to tie in Gemini into the SGE, and Gemini is very, very, very new.
Right.
Right. So they've tied into the response times and BARD and blah, 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 blah. It is part of SGE in a very non-visual way. But if they have larger plans for integrating Gemini into SGE, so then why roll that out now if that's going to still be part of the whole lab experience?
Oh, well said, well said. And on top of everything else, right? It's going to cost them a lot of money.
It all comes down to dollars and cents.
And cents. I appreciate that input. Thank you very much. That's a really good picture of. And on top of that, we in the SEO industry keep on fixating on things. This one, we fixated a lot on. Oh my gosh, it's going to be such a shock to the system. Well, there's something else that we should probably be fixated on is that the search results are crap right now. There's a messy, messy, messy environment where there's a lot of spam happening. And I mean, there's SEOs with pitchforks that are just screaming about how bad the SERPs are. You roll out SGE in the midst of that bramble of just piss poor spam content.
Yeah.
That's going to be a whole nother mess right there, you know?
It's, how confident are they in that what they're going to be offered in the SGE if they make it more prominent, if they are clearly having a challenge or having a problem figuring out where the sands have shifted and where they haven't shifted in terms of what's relevant, what's not relevant content, how we determine that.
Yeah, if you got your problems on the existing lawn that you've got, you don't want SGE to actually throw a bunch of new lawn dents on there and you have some zombie gnomes starting to creep up. Sorry. That's a weird analogy. I'm just going to back away from it. I went to a German pastry shop a couple weeks ago, and they had I did, and they had an entire series of shelves of gnomes, and there was an entire shelf of zombie gnomes, and that just stuck in my head. You know what? That could very well be an AI generation, right there. I don't know how we're going to use that in post, but there it is. You better know how to use updates on WordPress because this one needs to happen right now. Better Search and Replace, a plugin for WordPress, has a vulnerability that affects up to 1 million sites. This is also another article from Roger Motti. There's a critical severity vulnerability in Better Search and Replace, the WordPress plugin that could lead to sensitive file retrieval and arbitrary code execution. It's a critical vulnerability, and over 1 million sites that have active installs could be subject to attack here. Successful attacks could lead to arbitrary file deletions, sensitive data retrieval, and code execution, says he. So this is a critical from a 0 to 10 level of vulnerability. This thing's at a 9.8, folks. So what's it used for? Usually it's used for searching for in the database itself certain strings of code, strings of information that you can actually replace as opposed to doing it by hand. It's a very good tool. It's very useful, but just like every tool that you plug into your website, got to make sure that this thing is safe. So there's a PHP object injection vulnerability. In the context of WordPress, it occurs whenever user-supplied input is unsafely unserialized. What that basically means is that something that can be plugged in to a field does not get broken apart in its parts and can actually be executed inside the PHP objects. So if you have this on your site, listeners, if you don't know, go check with your web designers and see whether or not that plugin is in fact installed. And if it is, make sure you've got an update to that, or better yet, take it down if you don't need it, because that's also another level of bloat inside of WordPress sites, is that plugins get left installed and that it may not be a functional component of the website, but there's a heck of a lot of heftiness in having 30 and 40 different plugins on a website.
Yeah. I was going to say that's a good example of one that I've installed, use it, and I just deactivate it.
Yeah.
Because it has no day-to-day use.
None whatsoever.
At all.
Nope, except for the hackers.
Right.
They can find something. And, I know we bring it up on a regular basis.
I got nothing to say.
You got
I'm not doing this.
I know. This is not.
There's a
this
lot-
is not a trick to get
There
you
are
to.
many good CMSs out there.
Yes, I
Wix
know.
among them. Each one has their own opportunity cost. I'm going to be the mature person in this room.
This was not gratuitous. This is for our WordPress.
No,
listeners.
you throw these things in here to get me to say, use Wix, don't use WordPress.
I do not.
Feed my family.
No. Wow. I do not.
All right.
All right.
No.
Hey, feed my family if you wouldn't mind. Go
Also,
over.
if you don't like me, by the way, if you don't like me, you listen to this, okay? If you
Okay.
hate my guts,
Okay.
you should use Wix. Because if you all started using Wix,
Right.
they won't need me anymore and they'll fire me,
Oh, wow.
That's
right? So if you hate me,
this is some 3D chess right here.
use Wix.
Dive in and check out all the fantastic SEO functionality inside of Wix. And the more and more everybody starts using it, we can literally vote Morty off the island.
Hashtag
Right.
install Wix.
You can
Hashtag
start
cancel
you
Morty.
can all start raising money to buy Wix premium websites.
Yeah.
And then put in Morty sent us. We don't need him anymore. We're good.
Wow.
All right.
That's going to be the discount code there, right? Morty
Yeah.
sent us. Huh.
Right.
All right.
Morty sent us. Fire him.
I see. I think he's playing like a 4th level of chess.
Yeah.
I really do. I feel
I'm
very,
not playing
very,
chess. I'm playing checkers.
I'm very manipulated right now.
3D checkers.
Hey, check out Site Strategics, our title sponsor of Edge of the Web. Happy to have us as the title sponsor promoting this show for the last 12 years. We're a focus crew on agile marketing that actually works. Our specialties are entity SEO, content SEO, technical SEO, as well as social media marketing and management, search engine marketing, as well as web development and conversion rate optimization. We also do a pretty good bang-up job on podcast production as well. We actually rolled out a production arm of our company about 80 years ago. I remember back when.
It's a hand crank
you?
It's a hand
record
crank.
for the music for the podcast.
The Victrola.
I remember the days where we used to take in new clients from fax machines. Way back when, last year.
You know what? That's the best joke my kids roll out almost every week because of you. And you know what? It's like I'm counting a rosary, like a Morty rosary every time I.
Do they say what the facts?
They do actually.
What the facts?
Oh my God. Anyway, check us out. The fax lines are waiting for you. Just call us over at 877 CO for Weber, 877-736-4932, or just go over to the buddy website, sitestrategics.com. All right. Search Engine Journal from Matt Southern.
Wait, before we go ahead, I just want to say there's a child in the room with me, so we have to keep it PG. I'm merely talking to myself.
Okay, fine. Google's SEO Starter Guide is set for a major update. Google's revamping its official SEO Starter Guide, streamlining advice for modern website owners and simplifying some complex topics. Highlights of the article: Google restarting the official SEO Starter Guide. It will actually be more concise, and Marie Haynes actually did an entire episode of her podcast breaking down what they're doing for the starter guide. If you haven't come across it before, it's a wonderful resource for understanding SEOs, for search engine optimization professionals, as well as website owners. It's going through a significant revision, but this is something that we've had for years, and it's been kind of the cornerstone of a heck of a lot of education for SEO and the SEO profession for a long time. The impending update was announced on the latest episode of Search Off the Record, the podcast that features Google Search Relation teams. That's John Mueller, as well as Gary Eash and Martin Split. And I don't know who else was on the show at the time. They launched this starter guide years ago and aims to explain the basics of improving website visibility in Google search results. So according to Gary, and Lizzie Harvey, the existing guide needs to be updated and will see significant changes. Absolutely. Hasn't the world changed, especially with entity SEO and concepts in that space? That needs a fresh new perspective into how to learn, how to actually bootstrap yourself into understanding today's visibility kind of rubric, right? So if you've not checked it out, we're going to put it on the show notes. So go have a look at that starter guide. And watch as they change it, because we're certainly going to unpack some of the perspectives that they have, because you better believe if it's coming from Google, got to pay attention to it. And especially if they repeat it, it's very, very important. So
Yeah. Also, they don't care about you.
they don't care about
audience.
me or
No.
you.
They're not writing it for us. They're saying,
Yeah.
we wrote this for people. The only people who look at this are like digital marketer or SEO-ish people.
Right.
It's got no use to actual real people. So then you content goblins.
Not for the
So-
goblins in the audience. All right. This is not
We're
for
going to
you.
write this for actual people. So
They don't
they're
care.
not thinking about us when they're writing. I know it's hard
I can't
for
believe that.
SEOs and digital marketers to not think everything Google does is about us. But it's not about us. It's literally not about us. It's about other. I think it's good, by the way, because if you go to, I'll tell you, because we've had discussions about this, because at Wix,
Right.
we have a very wide and eclectic user base. We have ginormous agencies, enterprise websites. Like, for example, All Elite Wrestling is on Wix.
Right,
Vimeo is on Wix. Major
Right.
League Baseball's Player Association is on Wix. So we have those kind of websites. And we have, agencies, and we have, business owners. So we're trying to target multiple people. And one of the conversations we had, we never did it. I really feel like bad we never did this. It's just a matter of like time and resources, was to create an SEO materials
Mhm.
that were meant for actual people, like business owners.
In segmentation.
Because-
Okay. I got you.
Because what's out there now, when you go to like Moz or you go to whatever, you go to the Wix SEO Learning Hub, it's really meant for new SEOs, like SEOs with like, between 1 and 2, 3 years of experience.
Right.
That's not the average person. That's somebody who's like, I'm already in SEO, or I'm in the SEO space. I'm actively trying to build a career in SEO kind of thing.
Got it.
So the frame of reference and the language that you use, because we model this, would be completely different than what's ranking from like SEMrush or whoever.
Right. No, I understand.
So that's
that.
what Google's going to actually do. So I'm actually excited. I'm curious to see what it looks like, because that's a project I personally was interested in doing, and I'm just curious what it looks like in the end.
And they didn't ask
'Cause we
you.
didn't do it in the end.
They didn't
Yeah.
ask you. Oh my gosh. I mean, they,
No,
you
they
were
didn't
you're trying to get this thing across.
They didn't know.
They
It's not
stole
their
your
fault.
idea. Is that what you're saying?
No, first off, it's not about stealing ideas. It's about making SEO more accessible to more people.
All right. Don't get your
They
dander up.
again, SEO people. Oh, it's all about us and our. No, it's not about you.
It's about who uses the web and who
It's
wants.
about people on the web being able to do better SEO, because there's like, yes, they may not be able to, let me create an entire, content cluster, blah, 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 and nest all my structured data. But they can do a lot of things that we don't give people enough credit for being able to do.
No, they
that they
should
should be
only
doing
should
as best
only
practices
hire
on their
us. They should
websites.
never touch their own website. What are you, crazy?
I don't understand.
They should always come to us as professionals. They should never do
No,
things
I didn't
themselves.
think I got that part. Like, are you crazy? How am I supposed to? How am I supposed to answer that?
Ruminate that for. Get back to me on that if you wouldn't mind. I appreciate that.
I'll think about it. I'm all it over.
No, you're right. You're right. Is that we should democratize this a little bit more and be able to break apart some of the myths and the jargon as well, right? Because the SEO industry can very well get themselves into an entire bind of concepts and theory. Well, hopefully they are coming through with a good deal of more clear understanding of what Google's looking for, because we tend to nitpick what does the word what's the meaning of is there, right? I'll have to throw back to
like we're Bill Clinton.
there it is. Throwing back a political thing.
You threw that out there on purpose, by the way. Now wait. Hey buddy, you awake? Yeah, he's still awake. Okay.
Okay, we can't talk about Bill Clinton.
Let's not go down that the Bill Clinton rabbit hole right now.
All right, fine. Let me quickly take a break and talk about a tool set that you can really win with. In today's digital landscape, every second counts. Hostinger introduces a game changer for your online presence. It's their AI assistant. It's seamlessly integrated into WordPress. Just imagine crafting captivating, search-optimized content effortlessly, allowing you to actually channel your energy into what truly drives your passion. It truly is incredibly easy. So it's not just about words. Their AI website builder transforms the task of site creation into a much more enjoyable experience with intuitive drag and drop functionality, stunning templates, and smart recommendations. Your dream website comes to life, no expertise required. Transform your website with Hostinger's AI. Instantly craft SEO-driven content, blog posts, social captions, all while focusing on your passion. With their AI website builder, you can create stunning sites as simple as drag and drop. Managing your content, not a problem. Thanks to their intuitive dashboard, whether you're a beginner or a pro, Hostinger has everything you need to elevate your online presence. Join thousands today and elevate your site with Hostinger, where innovation meets simplicity. You can also get 10% off by using the code EDGE when you sign up. Go over to edgeofthewebradio.com/Hostinger today. You know what? Let's go down another rabbit hole. We love AI news here on The Edge. Meta expands automated audience targeting options in the latest AI push. Meta's Advantage detailed targeting is now actually available for all campaign objectives after phasing out old ad targeting categories. So now they've got an AI in advertising targeting factor here for all your campaign performances for advertisers on the paid space. There's a growing concern among some of them that the potential lack of control may lead to opposite outcomes, causing inefficient allocation of ad budgets that become challenging to oversee and manage. So just to summarize that, folks, is that from a Meta ad campaign standpoint, you can no longer use your targeting categories that you used to have. You're now going to be able to use Meta's own AI targeting. Now, that couldn't go wrong now, could it? Especially whenever so many performance metrics are based on experimentation of different audiences, you could very well allow the AI to lean into something that it's not supposed to be leaning into. So there's
You had me at AI.
Yeah, and advertising, right? Yeah, well, AI.
You had me at AI and advertising.
All right, well, who's your favorite? Who's your favorite? Is it ChatGPT, Google Bard, Bing Chat, or Claude? Tell me, which generative AI solution is the best, Morty?
First of all, I kind of feel like if they're going to name it Claude, they should have named it Jean-Claude.
Oh, that would have been awesome.
That would have been great.
That really would have been. The AI
kicked all the
exactly. It would have kicked the doors down in its generative AI experience here.
Or if you're
That's a
more
miss right
Jean-Claude Van Damme AI.
Hey, watch the language. I told you.
Oh, it's an actor's name. I can't help it.
In March, Eric Ng actually published a study on generative AI platforms. This comes from Search Engine Land with Eric Ng. To see which was the best, 10 months have passed since then. He says the landscape continues to evolve. OpenAI's ChatGPT has added the capability to include plugins. Google's Bard has been enhanced by Gemini. Anthropic has developed its own solution, Claude. I thought Google was investing a chunk of money into Anthropic. Huh. So he decided to redo the study with adding more test queries and a revised approach to evaluating their results. So he's got some killer reporting in there. We're not going to do the thing justice on there, but he actually tested 44 queries across Bard and /Gemini, and it actually achieved the best overall scores, though that doesn't mean that the tool was a clear winner. He says more on that he says in the article. So that said, if you haven't experimented with these different AI generative tools, you should know this space. And we just had a recent podcast with Julia McCoy, where she is from Content at Scale, and they have an entire artificial intelligence optimization focal point for content writers. And if you have not used these, if you haven't started to create prompts that you can use reliably for these different generation tools, you probably should jump in there, because it's not going away, folks. Wherever this is on who's better right now, it's not going away. You need to learn these skills. That was a public service announcement that I wanted to bring to everybody's attention. What do you think? Morty, you in there?
Who?
Yeah. He pretty much just puts himself on mute whenever we go AI nowadays. You know that?
I just become an AI by I start hallucinating about other things I'm looking at on Twitter.
All right. Well, I'm going to give you a tool. We're going to skip past the other article, jump into this tool.
Thank God.
AI introduces GPT mentions, by the way. Moving on.
Who cares?
AI tools. Jellypod.ai. Check this out. You can transform your inbox. This is not a paid promotion at all. Into a personalized daily podcast. Now, check this out. So, if you're subscribed to a lot of newsletters, right? Email
What's in the
newsletters.
box?
What's in the box? You can actually put all of your newsletters that you subscribe to interpreted by Jellypod, and it will actually create a podcast for you for your daily or weekly newsletters.
What does that even mean?
And you can choose up to 6 different voices to actually read the sing
Is
that.
one of them Morty?
No, it's not.
I'm out.
Sorry.
I'm out. If I could have Morty read me my inbox.
Oh my gosh. You've got to do that, Morty. You've got to license your voice and create an
I
avatar.
don't even understand. What does that mean?
Like Angry Morty, like reading my
gosh.
subscribed emails.
I mean, you can have Angry Morty yelling at you, hey, you're late for a podcast recording, right?
Wait, yeah, I was 5 minutes late. What's this thing called?
It's called Jellypod.
Jellypod.ai.
Jellypod. Looking at Jellybox.
Don't do that.
Ooh.
Be careful.
No, nothing showed up. Transform your inbox into what the actual hell? I don't understand. Like
High level concept. This sounds cool to me because
Yeah.
I pretty much never read these emails.
All right.
So depending on how short the podcast is, maybe something catches my attention. I
Yeah.
get to the computer after driving into work and I sit down and I go find the email and I
You can subscribe to more newsletters, all right? And
Well, I don't need
Jellypod will
that.
actually subscribe up to 10 different newsletters. So it could be a mashup of 10 different newsletters into a podcast that is,
what does that even? What it doesn't make any sense.
it will create a podcast for you to listen to.
What does that mean? I understand. If you want to hear an audio version of your newsletter, just like running through a TTS reader.
Well, this is kind of what it is.
No, but it's going to summarize.
Right,
I
it's gonna
assume.
summarize.
It's gonna
Yeah, yeah.
summarize it.
Yeah,
Maybe hallucinate.
But it's a newsletter. How long is it?
it's
Well,
as long as the newsletter
It's
should
not
be.
safe to read the newsletter while I'm driving. So I'm interested in this.
No,
I
wait a
don't
minute. Wait, you should be listening to us. Why am I actually recommending some sort of weird podcast generator when they should be listening to us? Damn it.
Like if you want to listen to a podcast about, like, let's say you get a digital marketing newsletter in your inbox.
Right.
I do. I have a couple.
And you want to hear a podcast about, so just go to Spotify and listen to a digital marketing podcast.
But if it's not the content that you want that subscribed content, but you want it in a different omni-channel way to consume it, right?
I mean, it's such a great newsletter. You love it so much that you can't actually read it yourself. You need to turn it into an AI mutilated podcast.
What if you could have it come through a cable that jacks into your brain while you're sleeping and you could dream about your newsletters?
Oof.
I'm in.
Ow, no.
What?
You crossed the line there, man.
Have really cool like old barber chairs like on the ship in the Matrix. You
Yep.
just lean back and
Oh, wow.
just, I wake up, I know Kung Fu and SEO FOMO.
Hat tip to the leader.
I know SEO FOMO.
Amazing. That was a good play. I appreciate that. That was well thought through.
I say this every week. I still just want to know, like, what's the thought process people have? They sit down. You know what people need?
They
Yeah,
need
no.
Jellypod in their email.
Hang on, I can tell you the thought process.
Ah,
Everyone's doing AI. How do I make money off this?
cha-ching. There's
What
the
has
thought
not
process
been
right
done
there.
yet, regardless of if it
You know
makes
what?
sense.
Maybe I'm not that cynical. Like, people are just, you're right. People are just sitting there like, how can it make money off of really dumb people?
What is AI not doing yet that at least one person will think is cool? In
Yeah,
this
but you know
case,
the problem is, like,
it's
how many
me.
dumb people sign up for newsletters?
Not nearly as many
I
as
mean, when you
think.
pitch it like that.
I think I want my recipes sung to me in a podcast.
Speaking of which, you guys should sign up for the Edge of the Web. newsletter.
That's a good one. The AI will turn the recipe into a song.
There you go.
Oh, then you could like memorize it better.
4 cups
Exactly.
of flour. Dun, 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 dun.
See, there's an idea right there we just gave away.
Yep.
Literally, somebody's about to jump on that.
Yeah.
They heard
I
that.
bet you if you Google that, AI recipe songs. These songs.
Well, it's a spoonful of sugar.
Music
Yeah.
inspired AI recipes.
No.
See, some idiot already came up with this.
Oh my
Oh.
gosh.
Well, we'll mention that on the next episode.
Tramontina, a brand of a cookie utensil in Brazil, teamed up with Spotify to create a first-of-a-kind synthetic algorithm that can translate music to flavor. The flavor of songs. This is like, I've had enough.
See, now he's doing it.
I'm so in.
Please just kill me now.
Oh, no. You would if you're gone now, you wouldn't have a chance to actually check out InLinks. They're a fantastic sponsor for Edge of the Web. Happy to have them on. They do some fantastic work on content briefs. They have been incredible interlinking tools as well as schema generation tools. They also have a really cool social media generation tool that actually reads your own content. Now, could very well be that you have a recipe website and it will read that and create social media gold for you. We won't sing it to you though. Not yet, at least. We have to talk to Dixon. He may actually have something in the pipeline. But if you go over to edgeofthewebradio.com/InLinks, INLINKS today, You can go sign up for a free account and you can start creating content both for your site but also for your social audience that will outdo your competitors because it's your content. Maybe sung to the tune of a barbershop quartet. Who knows?
You want me to name you a barbershop quartet song?
Barbershop.
Off the top of my head?
No, guess not.
I don't
How
know
about the
very many.
Pennsylvania polka? Name me a polka off the top of your head.
Well, I got some Weird Al that I can bring to the equation. All right, so check them out over at edgeofthewebradio.com/InLinks. I need some Barry, please. Rounding up the Edge of the Web show, we always want to have a dedicated area for Barry Schwartz, and we're probably going to have to drop him in the middle of the show. He keeps on getting remanded back to the end and you know what? Our listeners need to hear more Barry. Barry Blast all the time, right? That's what
Barry Blast beginning.
Barry Blast.
Maybe we can have a thing that it's an AI. We'll call it Barry Pod.
Oh.
And it takes all of Barry's articles.
No,
and
wait,
turns them into songs.
Bear AI.
Oh, there we go.
I don't know if that's what
Bear AI.
Barry I.
Bear AI.
Barry I.
You have to say it carefully.
Okay.
Bear AI.
All right. Hey, well, a couple articles from Barry. We always like to see what he's cranking it out all the time. Quick one. We'll jump in and out real quick. Some advertisers are unable to access Google ads. That was a thing. It confirmed
well, that's not good.
Nope. It was investigating reports of these issues. It literally could not access a number of parts of Google.
Fine. The AI will write the ads and target all the ads.
If there's one thing that you should be probably keeping maintained is that you can give the advertiser the ability to add and pause the dollars that they're spending with you. No, that's not important to you. Nah.
Unpausing is more important than pausing.
Nope.
There was a ginormous big red.
Take all my money.
This is scary.
Reach into my cushions.
That is getting into a Barry White space I'm not too comfortable with. Did you know?
Hey now.
There's a report, custom Google Business Profile Services impact rankings to interesting custom Google Business Profile profile services. Now, what are we talking about there? A new report says that custom Google Profile Services also impact ranking, maybe to a lesser degree than normal services. The report comes from the people over at Sterling Sky. Joy Hawkins is over there. Google Business Profile Service. Anybody? No one? Well, that's the question right there. Custom services impact, so they're custom services, not a custom service profile, but custom services themselves. I don't know if I'm doing this thing justice whatsoever. I'm going to move on. Last on this list, Storm is coming. Google confirmed Google search ranking algorithm is coming soon. And we always love to hear from Barry on that because he's on the stick all the time. Winter is coming, evidently. And this is kind of tied into our buckle up Danny Sullivan comment from Brighton SEO in San Diego. The next confirmed Google search ranking algorithm is coming soon, says he. It's been almost 12 weeks since the last confirmed Google search ranking algorithm was released. That was in November, which was a that was a reviews update. Before that was the core update in November. Since then, we've had plenty of unconfirmed Google updates. We know Google's working on more ranking updates. Some deal with search spam issues like parasite SEO. Lily Ray has also been quite vocal on search quality issues over the past few months and posted that she's eager for a new update in 2024. She hopes it addresses some of the issues that they're dealing with because there's a heck of a lot of spam happening right now, in which Danny Sullivan, the Google search liaison, replied with a GIF that said, "Someone is cooking up a storm tonight." Now, if the Google search liaison is actually rolling a GIF at you going, hey, something's about to come your way and it's going to be very, very bad, or at least a storm, you might want to pay attention to it. You probably don't want to actually ask for an update. Who knows? She may actually have the pull to get an update just done for her just to clear up the spam. Anyway.
I feel like Barry should add music to his articles. Like each article should have a theme song. In this case, I would make it Billy Joel's 1989 Stormfront.
We didn't storm. Right.
No,
Oh.
that's on that album.
Oh.
The album's name is Stormfront, but there's also a song called Stormfront.
I don't.
Stormfront coming.
That's Stormfront coming.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, we'll do
Something on the
we'll
radio.
we'll do something in post.
Yeah, see, Jacob knows it.
Yeah,
I
it's
don't
been a
know
minute.
that song. We're gonna have
It's a great
to.
song.
We're gonna have to actually roll through this article with Stormfront from Billy Joel, although we'll have to adjust it so we don't get copyright infringement.
No, you
Right,
had like
right.
what, 14 seconds, 15 seconds? Something like
we
that.
will endeavor to sing this in post. How about that? Or have AI do it for us.
There we go.
There we go.
Yeah, have AI do it for us. Maybe we'll ask Barry to sing it.
It has been almost 12 weeks since the last confirmed Google search ranking algorithm was released. That was the movement for 2023 reviews of the before. That was the November 2023 update.
I don't think he'd bite at that.
I think Barry secretly does karaoke. He goes to like karaoke bars late at
Only
night.
Billy
no
Joel.
one will know who he is.
Only Billy Joel songs.
And sings Billy Joel karaoke.
For everybody who's stuck with us for the entire show, this is.
We're sorry. Oh no.
I don't think he'd bite at that.
I think Barry secretly does karaoke. He goes to like karaoke bars late at
Only
night.
Billy
no
Joel.
one will know who he is.
Only Billy Joel songs.
And sings Billy Joel karaoke.
For everybody who's stuck with us for the entire show, this is.
We're sorry. Oh no, that's not this time.
This is the after hours
sorry.
party here. Any thoughts about the upcoming storm that we're being hinted at? Nothing.
Wear a coat. Make sure your rankings are wearing a hat and coat
This is how we finish
so
this.
they don't catch cold.
This is it. This is where we go. Right here.
What are we going to say? Yeah, make
No,
sure you're doing all the right things for the SEO and the content to make sure the algorithm up didn't get to you.
The algorithm is the boogeyman. Be careful. He's coming to get you.
Don't look under the bed.
We're gonna have
algorithm update will get you.
We're gonna have algorithm update jump scares on the show from here on out. We got to figure that one out. All right, let's tie this one off. For everybody who stuck around, thank you so much, because this is where we usually go after the show, but it's right here at the end. So thanks for watching and listening. No SEO chat this week.
No,
Thank you. All right.
you're welcome.
All right. Well, that's
Check out SERP's up this week.
yeah. Check it out. It's a good show.
Yeah.
We have a new segment for Crystal. It's called Crystal's
That's
Ball.
right.
Crystal's Ball. Right.
Who thought of that? I can't tell you, like, it took me like, what, we've been doing the podcast for, I don't know, over a year.
Right.
It took me over a year to think of a segment called Crystal Ball when Crystal's a co-host. I am an idiot.
You might want to use some AI to figure that stuff out from here on out.
Jeez. Yeah, I should fire me. Use Wix. Fire me.
Everybody use Wix so we can get him out of that job, please. That's it for The Edge this week. Thank you so much. Check out the second episode of the Julia McCoy Content at Scale interview. Make sure you like, subscribe, and comment, please, on the YouTubes as we get our show notes out there. And if you like what you heard, except for this little bit right here, go over to ratethispodcast.com/edge today. We'd love to have some input from you, our listeners. We'd love to have a 5-star rating. If you can't give us a 5-star, go give us a 1-star over at SEO Rating. Thank you so
We'll
much.
take any star.
We'll take any stars, all the stars. From all of us over at The Edge, thank you very much for indulging us. Stay safe, stay well, and do not be a piece of cyber driftwood. We'll talk to you next week. Bye-bye. Very